Hello YouTube, Jeff Kelly here. Gun World, July, August 1961. One of the main articles in it was an article about the new Smith & Wesson 22 centerfire triple threat. You can see the cartridge right here. It's the new 22 Jet that they came up with in 1961. And Gary Cooper was also on the cover of Guns magazine, August of 1961, where they featured an article by Elmer Keith entitled "This Gun Has a Gear Shift." And there it is. The gear shift is on the trigger, and as you can see, it has a toggle switch which can pick which firing pin you want to shoot with, whether you want to shoot with a center fire firing pin and fire the 22 Jet cartridge, or whether you'd like to fire the rim fire firing pin and fire the 22 long rifle cartridge. As you can see, it has inserts for 22 long rifles, and it also has a optional cylinder that you could purchase back in 1961 for the 22 long rifle as well. So, guess what I got in the mail the other day? Well, let's take a look. We're back to 1961. A 22 Jet with the inserts, that handle the 22 long rifle, and also the extra cylinder for the 22 long rifle, and it is in first-rate, top-notch condition. I bought it on Gun Broker, and I couldn't even believe what wonderful condition it is in. It has a pinned barrel, as all Smiths did back in 1961. It has diamond grips. It's a K-frame gun. Recessed cylinders. And it's just in beautiful, beautiful condition. Fired very little. And I was so happy to get it. As you know, I like these kind of oddball calibers, and this is a real rare collectible caliber. So I've been practicing reloading this thing, and here's one of the finished products. As I said, this is a neck down 357 Magnum. So this started out as a piece of Starline 357 Magnum brass, and we went through couple of different things to get it through the reloading press. And if you don't mind, I'll show you the process. So hang on. Okay, now to show you what kind of a, well, actual pain in the ass it is to load this cartridge. First you need some of this Tempolac 700 degrees, because you're going to have to anneal the 357 Magnum brass. And here's how you do that. You take this Tempolac, which is it's just a solution, put a little bit inside your brass case here, and it's just pink. If you can see that. Come on now, focus there, will you? Okay, so anyway, you take your drill, which this is an 11 millimeter drill, and put the brass in the drill. Sorry about that, I'm the only cameraman here. So then you take this and get it turning. The Tempolac will tell you when it's 700 degrees, because you'll see it turn black inside the case. So you just get it going and anneal the case like so. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008. I know it's 1008 because I've already done a bunch of these. So anyway, there is the annealed cartridge right there, and this is a wet rag, and you just want to cool it off. So just the end of the cartridge brass has been softened up, and there, that's the way it looks after it's been annealed. So let's take it to the next step. Here we are at the reloading press, and this is what you have to go through for that. You've got 5 dies. You've got the first neck sizing die, the second neck sizing die, the third is a full case sizing die. This one over here is an expander die, and this one here is the seating and crimp die. So let's see how these work. Okay, we've got our annealed case here, and we want to put some of this Imperial case wax on the case. So let's do that. Make sure it's all around sides of this 357 Magnum case. Luckily, you only got to do this process once. So okay, here we go. And so the first die, there we go, and there it is. You can see that it has necked it down just a bit. So let's go to the next station. And there's what you have there, which is neck down just a little bit more. Let's get that focused here. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Just a little more. Let's go down to the next full-size station. And that's what you get. You have a 22 Jet cartridge. That is looking a little bit closer like a 22 Jet. So then you go to the expander die, which opens up this the head here, so you can get it onto your case trimmer. So there we go. That opens up the head. So let's go to the next step. All right, now we have to trim the neck. So you put the sized cartridge into this little gadget, and Sinclair has got this neck trimming device. It's a cutter that trims this part of the neck so it's perfectly sized, and you don't get high pressure buildup because this is a high pressure cartridge. And so you just want to turn these. You only have to turn them once. Go through this process once, because after that you don't need to worry about it anymore. So you're just taking a little bit off the outside of that neck, because when you size it, it bunches up the brass. It pushes brass up into that neck area, and you want to make sure that that's all even, because when you chamber it, you don't want any undue pressures to befall you when the bullet is leaving the chamber. So anyway, that's it's one of the extra steps that you have to go through to make sure that this is a perfect piece of brass and a perfect round for all you reloaders out there like myself that like to go through all this silliness. So anyway, so that's what you do, and there's the trimmed neck on that. So now let's go to the next step, if it will ever end, and it will eventually. Okay, here are the specs for this round. This is out of a 44th edition Lyman book, and you can see here that the trim length on this is 1.283, and the maximum overall length is 1.659. So we have to trim this down, because when you size this, it pushes it up and makes it longer. So let's just trim this thing down. Okay, here's the trimmer, and it's set to the right size. So you got to take quite a bit off, as you can see, to get that to the proper case length. I mean, look at that. Look at the brass that's coming off of that thing. Okay, let's see what we have here. Yep, see there? or see there, it was 1.283 and that's 1.286, so that's pretty close. And of course we want to chamfer and deburr, which is the next step. Okay, so there there is our prepared piece of brass. Okay, so now we need to put in a small Magnum primer. This takes Magnum primers. Well, actually it's a 357 Magnum case, so it takes a Magnum primer. And then we go over here to the powder dump and put in 12.8 grains of 4227. It's an IMR powder. And then to the best part, we put in our, now this is a 223 in diameter bullet. You have to use 223 diameter. You can't use 224s. You have to use 223s. So this is a Sierra Varmeter 40 grain bullet. So that's what we're using. And here we go. And there is our beautiful loaded .22 Jet round made from a 357 Magnum piece of brass, and neck down to use a .22 bullet. And the original velocities on this back in 1961 were 2460 out of an 8 3-inch barrel, which was really zipping right along for back then. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it, like it, subscribe. We've got some more videos coming. So Jeff Kelly signing off. I hope you liked it.